All right, all right. Hello, everyone. We started our live here on Zoom. Now we're broadcasting live on Facebook. Q Dog, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right, you can come on camera. Everything is good. Perfect, perfect. If you're here watching live on Facebook and you see us now, make sure you type the word live down in the comments. We want to make sure everyone who wants this training gets access to it. And
One who
if
wants this
you're
training.
watching this later, just type replay in the comments so we can get the training to you. With that, I want to welcome you all to the fourth episode of Anywhere Fitness's Fueling Fitness series. This evening, we have a special guest with us here today that will share a bit how he is able to still prioritize his fitness while working 60 plus hours a week. That is not a typo. That is not a typo. This man, I don't know how he does it, all those hours a week, but he makes it happen. And as well, he'll be giving us some insight on the best time for men to work out. And just to know, so you guys know some of his credentials. Um, I'm talking about we started at 152 pounds, like what, 5'11 Q?
Yeah.
5'11? 152 pounds at 17% body fat. And we got up to 176 pounds and we dropped down to 16% body fat. These are not typos. These are not typos. So we a lot of times we hear about the stories of, weight loss and ideal, with weight loss, but as coaches, we got to be well rounded. And he went the other way and he actually got bigger and stronger and went down in body fat. That's what I talk about when I talk about a transformation. So this evening, I want to introduce to you my twin. You can see by our gear too. We're repping the
Yes, sir.
49ers. Yes, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Quentin, can you let us know a little bit about yourself?
All right. Yes. Well, as my twin said, my name is Quentin. I am 31 years old. Ooh, math, 30.
Yeah, we
Oh.
forget how old we are. For sure.
Yes. After 25, I didn't care. Born and raised in North Connecticut, but I've been living in Orlando, Florida for about 9 years now. Um, let's see, we go through the list. Make sure I don't forget anything. Yes, I finished graduate actually finished school last year with a bachelor's degree in information technology. So that was my degree.
Yep, yep.
Oh, Christian Baptist as well. Played football, basketball, track for a little bit. Oh, that's mainly my main sports. Other than that, taekwondo, boxing for a little while.
Mhm.
And I believe that's it. But with my major, I hope to be working with web pages or anything in the information technology field. And yeah.
Perfect. Thank you, Q, for introducing yourself. Now let's get into what everyone has been waiting for. Quentin, how in the world do you work all of those hours and still find the time to work out, eat right, and sleep? So, where, like, tell us, where do you start? Like, I know for me, like I discussed in the last episode with Devontae, I always work backwards, right? So I have to plan everything. Else, like I put God, work, family, and then with my remaining time, I fit in fitness and free time. Like literally, my calendar is life. So tell me, how do you do it?
Well, with a lot of crying, to be honest. No, um, honestly, it took a lot of trials and errors, but the biggest thing that had helped me was the suggestion you actually gave, which was just put it all in my calendar, keep giving myself alarms, set alarms and stuff. Uh, For me, because my schedule varies all the time with work, I like to say it's consistent, but sometimes it's not. So whenever I get my schedule for that week, I will just plan it out that week when I get the schedule, and then just place where I know the best time for me to work out and then eat and everything as well.
Yo,
So honestly, all just with the calendar. The calendar helps out so much.
and you guys will hear this theme over and over again. The fitness roadmap is truly changing lives. The Anywhere Fitness roadmap, that's what he's referring to, where we have the schedule. And for most of us, we tend to have like the same schedule more times than not. This man did it. And like he's being modest. We'll get into it later into this discussion, but he was working like 2 to 3 jobs at one time, between for anyone that works at Disney, or let's start off for the people that have gone to Disney. You wonder why it's a magical place? It's these workers that make it magical. Trust me. Trust me. And then on top of that crazy schedule and such a demanding schedule, like you were doing things like Uber and all that stuff, right? I can remember the times where like me and Devontae, like, Q, let's get on the game. We know you're off of work. Yeah, I'm off of work, but I'm about to go Uber real quick. Like it just didn't stop. So, um, what would you say takes priority for you? Because I know we have a lot of dads that tune in, and then they would probably say work then kids and all that. But with you not being a dad yet, tell us um what like how do you decide what is a must, like what you can't skip, and then the things that you're gonna skip, every given week since your week changes? Because I know there are times where you had to pick up like extra shifts, or they change your shifts, or like how do you make all this work?
Well, I'll go from previously because as of right now, I'm kind of switching around and like doing things differently.
Yeah,
But
it
from
always
before,
switches. Yep.
yeah, yep, it sure does. But honestly, with with my life, I would have to say that work comes first because for me, working at Disney, it gives me the chance it gave me the opportunity to go to school because they paid for my school, so I had to go to work to go to school.
Hmm.
Um, to be able to live and everything, I had to go to work to pay for all my bills and stuff. And then for me to do the gym memberships and stuff that I actually want to do to better my life, get better, to have better meals or like get food to cook when I'm not lazy. I had to work so I could know I could have the income to do all the extra stuff that I know that I wanted to do.
Yeah. And that's I want to say that's 99.9%. Work work has to come first because these times are crazy. We got to survive. We got
Mhm.
to put food on the table, roof over our head. Um, so for sure. Um, and then it's like on top of work. So he just said work, right? Most of you guys are like, oh, okay, well, I can fit my schedule, my fitness schedule around work. Yo, you didn't talk about extra job, Uber. You didn't talk about like when family and friends come to visit or hang out. And then personal time, which you barely have, video games and all that stuff. It's just like, how do you fit that in?
Oh, I trying to think of the word for it. I guess the level of importance for me. Sometimes it goes by weekly, sometimes it goes by day out. Like if family or friends come into town, oh, if I'm not working, everything else drops because I don't see them as much. So when they're able to come down for a day or so, even if it's like 2 hours, I'll make sure to try to go see them.
Mm,
If my work schedule allows it to. Ubering, I don't do as much anymore. It's kind of gone over to Lyft. Uber doesn't sadly make as much money as it used to, so I
oh,
kind of stopped
excuse
with
me.
that.
So it's not that you dropped the job, you just transferred
Switched
basically.
it, yes. Um,
Okay. Okay. So, and key words right there, guys. Keywords. Um, prioritize. Prioritize is what he was saying. And just notice how he was straight up, he's blunt. We're gonna talk about the consistency later on because I know you guys heard when he said if family and friends are coming, he just drops whatever he's doing. So you're probably asking, well, then how do you work out, or how do you make sure you're eating right? Because I'm sure you're going out to eat. Yep, yep, and yep.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about the true definition of consistency later on, but definitely, so I see that Q's um basically the way he goes about it, he's found a way to have structure amongst the chaos. All right. So now let's talk about when we work out. So for me, I know there's gonna be way more all over the place for you. I can't wait for you to share. So for me, I work out in the morning. It isn't always optimal for me though, because I'm not a morning person. Lord, everyone knows that. Everyone who knows me knows I'm not a morning person. But I'm what you consider, I would say, a night owl. I'm way more productive at night, and my natural sleep rhythm has me going to sleep naturally. Naturally, this is like if I don't force myself or turn off the lights and do my unwind schedule between 11 p.m. and 1 a.m. That's when I naturally get tired. But not all of us have the luxury to pick and choose when we work out. I know I don't. I know
Nope.
I don't, so especially like my schedule, just like it works around clients. Yeah, I have a little more free time, I would say during the middle of the day, because usually clients they work 9 to 5, so it's in the morning or at night, that's my busy time. Oh, the evening. But I do tons of computer work during the middle of the day. So I find it like most. I just got to get up and get my workout done and do what I have to do. So but before we move on, I am gonna say, just like Q is gonna tell you guys in a minute, I do have backup workout times. So if I have to miss my morning session for any reason, my schedule is thrown off or change, um, I definitely have other times in the day because I prioritize, my health. So Q, what do you say?
No, I agree. Prioritizing comes first, and like probably for most people like me, you may have to prioritize weekly or daily because things change. Who knows who may be coming to town, if you need to cook one night, if your workout schedule changes, your work at home or at the job changes. There's nothing wrong with prioritizing as much as you need to. Like every day is different, so you gotta prioritize with the cards you've been dealt with the day off if you need to.
True. True. So with that being said, like, what's your workout schedule look like each day or each week? I don't know how you want to explain it
Oh,
and why.
um, my workout schedule it it varies. If I don't work before if I work before if I work any morning shifts, I would try to do it right after work because I know myself. If I go home, I'm not going back outside. Uh, there's no
Yeah,
way.
got to
After
be
work,
real with
especially
yourself.
yeah, especially what
Yeah.
I do at work, there's no way I'm going back outside. So if possible, I will do it right after work. If I don't have a shift until at least 12 o'clock or after, I would do it in the morning. Um, and it also could depend on what time my gym closes. If I know my gym stays open to like 12 or 2 a.m., I will literally, if I get off late, I would do it late night if I need to. It's honestly just plugging in where I know I have the most time to get the workout in.
Yeah. It sounds complicated, but it's really simple. Like he just laid it out right there. And when I tell you this man is not lying, when I've gotten, you know, finished workout receipts at 2 a.m., I'm like, what in the world? Who is working out like this? And it varies, but that's what it looks like when you prioritize something, right? Like he said, work comes first. He has to handle his responsibilities, but he plans um around that. So works late, work out in the morning. If he works early, work out at the evening. And then what he said is, you guys really got to know yourself. Like be honest with yourself. A lot of people are gonna be like, oh yeah, I have this great plan. I'm gonna get off of work and I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna eat something and I'm gonna change. And then even myself with my discipline and everything, it's a dub. if I go home, eat, I'm not going back out.
Hmm.
I I think I can count on one hand how many times I've gone home and then went out to work out. So what I did, I brought my workout stuff, to work.
Yep.
I changed there.
Yep.
Q has the luxury of sometimes I forgot which part or which building you work at, but it has a little gym there. And I
Yeah, a small gym at my base. We call it the base, but at work, yeah.
Yeah. And there's times where he was like, yo, I got a lunch break, Danye. It's well, he doesn't call me Danye. That sounded weird. Yeah, twin or Don. But and I'm about to work out. They don't have all the machines here. What are the quick adjustments I can make? I've seen this man work out. That's how you know you want it. And that's why he's had the success that he's had. If you could have seen it, 150, especially on tall guys like us, it looks crazy, you know.
Don't be like
Uh,
this, yeah. Like a pinky.
to see how he's filled out, it's crazy. So, let's talk about um and let's be a little more honest with them. So it's like there's times where you had to push a workout out a day because people think, oh my God, he just does it. I don't know how he does it. He just does his workout every day. That's not really what it is. That's not consistency. Tell them how sometimes you have to push out a workout, or sometimes you just have to miss workouts altogether, and then you just pick back up where you left off.
Oh, yeah. Consistency isn't something you need to like stick to do. Like if your workouts are Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and you don't do it Monday, Wednesday, Friday, that doesn't mean you're inconsistent. It just means that you had to reevaluate your schedule. To be honest, the most if your consistency would be if you have 3 or 4 workouts for the week, and you do those 4 workouts, regardless of what day it is, you
That's
could
right.
do your workouts could be placed for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And you do them Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, like I do sometimes.
Yeah.
Um, if you're able to get most of your workouts in, that's all of your workouts in, that's great. But don't if you can't, you can't get. The point is for you to get in there and do as much as you can. That's what being consistent is. It's not being perfect. It's just being consistent and doing what you're doing.
Thank you, man. Thank you. And I said we're gonna talk more about that um throughout this whole discussion. You'll hear it. You'll hear that. Like you guys got to get out of your head. Oh my God, I'm just not consistent. I just got to stop. I can't get it done. What consistency looks like is exactly what he said. It's like getting it in when you can, and then look at it a week by week. I try to do 80% rule. So like say we have I'm not gonna even embarrass myself with the math right now because but anyway, you want it if we have 4 weeks or whatever the case may be, and there's 4 workouts a week or whatever the case may be, say we miss one each week. It's not like you're not consistent. You're still getting in, you're doing something. I always say, something is better than nothing. Now, what's optimal see optimizing something and just in doing the best you can is two totally different things. Now if we want to be optimal, then yeah, we need to work out on our assigned days because if you have a program, actual good program or coach that knows what he's doing, the days are there for a reason. Like you have to have rest days for certain muscles depending on what kind of split you're on and so on and so forth for maximum recovery so that we can get maximum gains throughout each session. Um, so that's, and then obviously we wouldn't want to miss a workout if we're trying to be optimal. But even me, like I miss workouts too. Like Q said, it's not about being perfect, when it's health. Now, if you're a bodybuilder or something like that, or you're trying out for whatever team or sport, or you're in some kind of event competing, then yeah, those are very important. But if we're just trying to be healthy and look good, then like come on. So
Yeah.
um now let's talk about some of the pros and cons of workout schedules, right? So like I stated before, the only con for me about the morning workout is that I'm not a morning person. So I'm not always fully rested. And it takes me longer to get going, and I may be like low on energy sometimes, so I'm not always at my absolute best. But then again, that's where supplementation comes in, and what you do outside of the gym that plays a huge part. So like my pre-workout and my recovery and my intra workout, and then making sure I eat and taking my vitamins, all a huge part to why I can be consistent, you know. So but the great part about morning workouts is that you get it in, and you get it out of the way. So like first thing, there's nothing else that can get in the way of the workout. Like things can, as you know, the day progresses. Plus, all the hormonal benefits, such as the endorphins that are released, you know, the happy endorphins once you work out. Um, and then me being ready for bed at a decent hour, because, you know, I exhaust myself in the morning and then I have a full work day. So by time is bedtime, you know, Q knows what I'm talking about, because there's times where we be on a game. I'd be like, Q,
Passed
time
out.
time to go. My man gone. That's a full day right there. So and plus, I'm not
Good
sluggish
game.
from, yeah. Plus, I'm not sluggish from food. You know, like later on the day, you've had so many meals and you can be sluggish. And really, it just sets my tone for the entire day. Like my workout is done and completed, and I'm happy and I'm ready to tackle the day. It makes me more productive. But I talked enough. What about you, Q? What would you say are your pros and cons about when you work out? You work out all over the place, so share a bit for us.
Oh, honestly, for what you said for the most part is kind of, I feel the same. I prefer morning workouts as well because I get out the way and everything, but it does make you sluggish. So I don't suggest it because that would kill me. But I usually don't eat a big breakfast before I work out. You're supposed to like have energy and everything. So I would if I don't have any supplements or anything, I just go straight to workout because if I eat anything, I'm not going anywhere.
Yo.
I'm gonna tell myself I need to digest my food. And the next thing the next thing you know, 3 hours went by and I gotta do other things. So honestly, my pros and cons would be with my schedule is if I work early in the day, I do feel sluggish, but once I like shower and everything, like after like a few hours away, my body like relaxing from all the working out, I feel good. I do. I feel better. I got it out the way. I don't have to worry about it later on.
Hmm. Yeah.
Um, Me personally, I feel like there are more cons working out at night than there is working out during the day.
Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead.
You
Share with, because you
if
do night
I
workouts.
what'd you
So
say?
I said share with them because you do night workouts.
Oh, and they're like the hardest thing ever. I have to like force myself to go to work. Work out. I drive like I have a gym in my complex, and I have to like force myself to stop at the complex before I just like pass it and go straight home. Because once I'm done work for the day, I don't want to do nothing else.
Yeah. No,
Oh,
seriously.
yeah. And once you work out after you done had a full day, you go home. You ain't doing nothing.
Yeah.
You're going home maybe to eat if you're lucky and shower and stuff. But after that, like Don has told you, sooner or later you passing out mid
Yo.
conversation or something else.
Big combo. Game, the avatar, the player running a straight line in the corner. Got the controller. The controller is stuck in your hand. Yo, oh my God, good times. Good times.
Oh
So,
no, but that was funny.
so
Um,
yeah, man. So like you said, you just got to know yourself. I'm one of those. I can't eat before I go work out. If I do, it's gonna be a bad workout. So what Q and I are on the same regimen. We have a protein shake before we work out, or at least he's supposed to be. Yeah, before we work out. And then we eat and stuff after, and we feel good the rest of the day. And like you said, those workouts, those evening workouts. Oh man, I used to have to do them, and it wasn't even the late nights. It was I would go right after work, back when I worked at, you know, City Hall, 5 p.m. I get out, I would already be changed. I go straight to the gym. When I tell you I didn't get out of the gym until 8 p.m., oh my goodness. It was just that's when most people go. It's the
I was gonna
evening.
say you
And
gotta
it's
do it. Everybody else going off to work too.
it's overcrowded. People always want to talk,
Hmm.
you gotta wait for machines and all that stuff. So, and it's like you said, like you're exhausted heading into the workout. You don't really want to do it, and then afterwards, right? You work out, and because your adrenaline is going, then it can keep you up well after the workout, and then it throws
Hmm.
off your sleep. It's like you
Yep.
cannot win. Plus, too many things can get in the way at night, like family, friends, kids, or like you said, just plain or lack of discipline and motivation. You're tired, you don't want to go. I can say, really though, even though I complain, the only thing I miss about the late workouts were the people, people at the gym. And basically, I could relieve all the stress I accumulated throughout the day. But that's it. That's it. So, to finally answer the topic of this discussion. Let's go. Let's get more of a straightforward answer out of the way. So, of course, like you stated earlier, the best time to work out is whenever you're available, right? To work out. Duh, duh. That's the easy answer. Um, don't force it. Whenever you have an opening, plan your week, plan your month, however you do it. Plan it day by day. You see you have an opening, that's where you work out. But for men, especially, here we go. We get into the science part. Studies have shown that it's best for us to work out between, excuse me, between that 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. range. So there's so many benefits. Our body is already warm because we're already up and we're moving throughout the day. Um, we're more flexible, we're more mobile, and typically we have more energy. Plus, we're stronger and faster during that time. That's why most athletes, the NFL games are through there. It starts after 12. Those ask them about those morning games in London and everything, and I'm sure that all those athletes would tell you the same thing. They hate it. So, not to mention the hormonal factor that plays a part for us. Our testosterone will be higher during that period, and it'll take up to 20% longer for us to reach the point of exhaustion. All of this plays a huge part in our optimization of building muscle and increasing strength. But Q, what would you tell the men listening to this who can't work out during that 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. range?
What would I tell them?
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, what I've been saying, if you
Mm-hmm.
can't do it between the 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. range, you know yourself. If you know, take yourself seriously and hold yourself accountable and choose the best times you know you will get the not not just I won't say just a workout in, but when you feel like you will be able to get your best workout in. If you feel like you are a morning person, then do it in the morning. If you feel like you are a night person, then do it at night. Um, choose the times as best for you, where you feel like you yourself can get your best workout in and get the
Perfect.
most out of it.
Perfect. I love that checklist. You notice he said, do go by your schedule, right? When you can get it in. But then took it a step further. Do it what best best suits you. So if you're a morning person and fits your schedule, do it in the morning. If you're a night person and it fits around your schedule, do it at night. Like don't make it harder than it has to be. So Prax, I agree with all that Q said. And although I do agree that between 12 p.m. and 4 p.m. is the best time frame to work out, before I even got into the science, I realized like that was my optimal time. Like I'm hitting PRs, I feel good between that time. And not to mention, most people are at work, so the gym is quite empty and my workouts go by pretty fast. So, um, but you know, not even I can manage to consistently work out at that time, and it's not optimal for the rest of my schedule. So I tend not to do it. I find it far more suitable for my schedule to work out in the morning to get my day started, and then I take care of my morning clients. Uh, and then like typically I work out between 8:30 a.m. and 10:30 a.m. That long window because usually I'm filming and all that stuff. If I'm not filming, I can get it done faster. And then, guys, like he was saying, this is what consistency looks like. So many people think that consistency means every day, not missing a day, doing the workout when you're supposed to do. That's just false. You know, even like I said, even I miss days or have to modify workouts and cut them short. Q, we didn't even talk about that. Like sometimes we have to skip exercises because
Oh,
we're
yeah.
running late, or we have to modify workouts. you know, like there's times where it's just like, oh man, this is a long workout. I can't get to it today. Let me do a quick short workout, just so I've done something.
Yeah.
Um, and to be optimal, the goal is to minimize these types of things as much as possible, but it happens. This is life. Consistency is not having any long gaps in between anything. And then, like you said, giving our best effort all the time. Q, anything you want to add to that?
Yeah. Trying to figure out put into words. Honestly, yeah, like you said, don't if you miss a few workouts out of your schedule, don't don't let that bring you down or anything. Like it happens to the best, but life happens. Just go in, do as best you can, much as you can, and that's what honestly consistency is. As long as you could get what you can done and get most of it done, if all of it, that is the goal. But it's better to get some of it than none of it.
All right,
To be
yo.
honest, yeah. It's get as much as you can. My life is busy with no kids. I can only imagine how people's life is with kids.
Especially you
Um,
got three of them things.
yeah.
For real.
No rest for the weary, I'll tell you that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
seriously.
No,
Hmm.
but a lot of things could happen. Shoot, going out if you're a nighttime person going to the gym, you might be like, I ain't waiting for this machine to be ready because like 1,000 people waiting for it. So you might have to
Facts.
skip that workout.
Facts.
So yeah, go in
Yeah.
it, go in and get as much as you can, and don't stress about not being able to complete everything if you can.
Wonderfully said. So with that, I'm gonna bring it to a close right there. That was perfect. I want to thank Quentin for taking the time to share a little bit about his journey, how he's been so successful. Like 60 hours plus a week. That's crazy. That's unheard of. No one does that, or very few do that. And then when they do that, they think they can't. So, like, if you're complaining, you work people that work full time, a 9 to 5, whatever the case may be, whatever hour, 40 hours a week, 33, whatever it is, 35 to 40 hours a week. There's no excuse. This man is working 60 plus every week and he's still getting
That's
it
right.
done. So, um, I want to thank everyone for joining the call and they're watching live. Um, and like I said, for future reference, we're typically going to have a Q&A at this session, at this point for those on the Zoom. But seeing as there's no one on the Zoom and only watching from Facebook, then that's why we're going to bring this to a close. And then remember to register for the events to get live access on the Zoom. So what that means is that if you register through the portal, it's free, but we'll give you access to the Zoom. So while Q and I are talking at the end, you can ask your questions live versus I can't go through each of the groups that this is posted and on YouTube and answer questions. So you get to ask your questions live. You can ask both me and the guests. And then you get your questions answered right there versus, Facebook it's going to take forever to go through, all the comments and everything. So, this has been another episode of Fueling Fitness. We'll see everyone in our Facebook groups, and we'll see you at the same time next week. Oh, no, that's false. That's false. I got to tweak my catchphrase because usually it's on Thursday because of the holiday weekend. It's on Friday, you know. So, we'll see everyone Thursday, 8 p.m. All right. Q, thanks again, twin. I'll
Yes,
talk to
sir.
you later.
All right.
Peace.
Love you, twin.
Love you too. Peace.